Hello everyone, my name is Neil. Today I'm joined with three other people. We are all together, the TechSolid team. The three others are Rob, Preston, and Andrew. And today we have a couple topics we didn't want to make a video on, but we still felt that they were needed to be discussed, and we decided to do a little podcast. So the first topic for today is YouTube heats up rivalry with Twitch with smoother live streams of games.
YouTube
So
beat Twitch 2015.
yes,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, hashtag it up. I mean,
but
So basically, YouTube has added 60 FPS streaming to their live video platform, which is very old. It's probably been around since MCN. Actually, was it around before MCNs took over?
oh, I mean,
I would
yeah,
imagine.
yeah,
Nobody wasn't live streaming though. It was there. It was mainly used for like various. I mean, okay. Does anybody remember YouTube Live?
it's
yeah.
been a while, hasn't it?
No, I'm talking like the show that had like Bo Burnham and everybody.
Oh, I never watched that.
Ah,
I love
man,
Bo
yeah.
Burnham though.
I thought that was the coolest thing because like that was one of like the very first live streamed events. But essentially, it's YouTube v Twitch, and apparently a product manager came out and was like, "Well, if you start a live stream at YouTube 60 FPS, they will transcode it to 720 and 1080." So basically, I don't know. There was a demo with primarily gaming content, and I haven't seen anybody else use it, but you do need HTML5 with Chrome and Firefox, and basically a up-to-date an up-to-date Internet Explorer. However, you can't view 60 FPS on mobile yet. They're working. That's still
No,
in 30
I imagine
FPS.
that take a while because do people even like? I know as a streamer, I never even use 60 FPS because that's just like a big hit on the
Yeah.
internet.
The CPU hog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So to me, 60 FPS isn't a huge deal, but the availability to go above 30 would mean a lot, like even 40 or 50. So I think that'd be a plus with YouTube. Like Twitch already has, I believe, right? They already
Yeah.
have
But if
how many
I mean,
frames?
like, if Twitch already has it, it's like, what is bringing YouTubers or people who watch Twitch videos back over to YouTube?
And
It's not like
exactly.
it's anything new. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's the
So
next point. This isn't enough to bring. This isn't enough to take down Twitch. Obviously, there's
No.
more that has to be done or to win Twitch over.
yeah.
Adding 60 FPS is just. It's
I
just
mean,
like
it's
cool.
yeah, it's a step in a good
Yeah.
direction, but I mean, it's nothing new.
there's gonna have to be more steps taken to get to where Twitch is nowadays.
They
Just
need a
because
platform.
Twitch has had so much time to establish itself
Yeah.
like against YouTube live streaming at least. Of course, YouTube's always gonna have their video platform, whatever you want to call it, where it's I don't know many dollars an industry, but still, they're not gonna be able to compete in the live stream game, I believe.
Well, if you go to watch a live stream, you're not gonna go to YouTube to look
Yeah.
for a live stream. You're
Exactly.
probably gonna go to Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch
Or
is already
Hitbox
too much of a
even.
name.
Hitbox even is like still going pretty well. Hitbox is actually a really good. I think Hitbox might have a lot more features than Twitch offers most normal users. Like just the dashboard, for example, is really nice.
Exactly.
but-
And this is what it's going to boil down to. It's basically Amazon and Twitch v Google and YouTube. There has to be a platform. And in order for YouTube to build up a platform, a live streaming platform, they need to have something that's connected to the YouTube channels that you currently have, because no one's going to want to rebuild another following on a different platform.
Exactly. That's true,
So it has to be connected to YouTube in one way or another. I think if they created like a subsection of YouTube that was like so and so's live streaming, a different layout, but it's still connected to your YouTube channel, same statistics, that's one thing. But they can't completely make a brand new live streaming platform, because then it goes to the trouble of having your audience completely like basically go follow you over there. It's like following on Twitter or Facebook. Go follow me on whatever.
On
So and more has to be done, and I like to see it. I would like to see it done by the end of 2015 if YouTube has a stage chance. YouTube is perfectly capable of doing it, though.
Oh yeah, I believe that obviously they are capable because they have the resources of Google for
yeah, of course.
crying out
Yeah.
loud. So you know,
Then Amazon, like Amazon has the exact same, nearly the same services as Google.
well,
They
Amazon
got the cloud services.
Yeah,
and
it
everything.
makes sense. Amazon has because Amazon bought Twitch, right? That's what
Mhm.
happened. Okay, I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure.
roughly a bill.
How much?
I had 997 mil or 947.
970.
Yeah, almost $1 billion.
That's a crap ton of money.
Rounded up
Whoa,
to.
that's a
But
lot of
anyways,
money.
Amazon already has their Amazon Prime thing where they have like live streaming
Video.
to like live videos though. So it's like another platform. So they're basically like a high quality YouTube they have to pay for. But
That's
anyways, let's go ahead and move on to Uber.
This is my
Something
favorite
else.
one.
Yeah. This is something Preston's been talking about for a while.
I love this. This is my favorite article.
I just
Uber,
I don't-
but for putting gas in your
I'm
car.
still against this.
It's just making people
Basically-
like so lazy. Like
Exactly. So Americanized.
Basically,
Let's be honest.
there's this company named Fill, Fill, and essentially for a $7 fee plus the regular price of gas that you would pay for your area, they drive this truck out to your car, and as long as you leave your gas tank thing ajar, they will fill up your car. So essentially, they fill up your car. So you pay the standard price, which let's just go $3.50 for a gallon of fuel,
Ooh,
and then
wow.
plus a $7 charge. So yes, you're paying the same price that you would for gasoline at a regular gas station, but you have to pay $7 in advance.
But there's different gas stations in each town. Like there's
Yeah.
multiple. So who do they go off of? That's the
I don't know.
question. Like the lowest, the highest, the middle,
I watched the video and they said that they based it off
the closest gas station.
oh yeah,
maybe?
I'd say the closest gas station.
That would make sense.
No.
but
I haven't watched this video yet. Here in the middle here, for
The
those that can see my
only-
screen.
the only way that I see this being useful is if you go to work and you go, oh crap, I can't go to a gas station or I have a tight schedule or something.
Yeah, you're out of gas.
Yeah, if you're
Out of
like right
gas.
out of gas, yeah.
Like
That's
it's
true.
more of a rescue system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I mean, if it's just like, oh, I'm in bed, I don't want to get gas. I don't want to get up and go get gas. I mean, that's not okay. I think.
Yeah, that's not okay. It's gonna happen, but like
Yeah,
It's
of
not
course.
okay.
I don't know, but basically it's in Silicon Valley right now, and it's in Palo Alto, Silicon Valley, Redwood City,
So,
Milano. So
The
It's-
high dollar place.
Exactly.
coming to Toronto as well.
Where
It's,
gas costs like $7 a gallon anyways. So like, what's an extra gallon?
yeah, exactly. And I'm reading this article. It says the entire process took about 15 minutes.
Really?
So
Really?
I don't
It says cutting that 15 minutes out of my life every 10 days is a lot of value.
know. Yeah, and then
Wow, he
like I said,
refills his car every 10 days.
yeah, like
10
basically their whole pitch inside the video was, you waste so much time at the gas station. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great idea.
Like if I
but-
were at work, I'm like, hey, need some gas. Might as well order it while I'm working.
it's
But
a
that
rec-
makes-
it's a rescue system
Yeah.
for fuel. That's the only way I can see it. And normally, if you're low on gas, you would think ahead. So if you're coming back home from work and you're like, oh crap, I need gas for tomorrow, generally you stop
Mm-hmm.
at a gas
Yeah.
station on the way home. So I don't know. It's more like a rescue system. And this and like running out of gas just naturally.
Yeah, on the
This is
road,
where-
like somewhere, like out in the middle of nowhere, even.
How
But I
often
feel like
does that happen
that's-
anymore?
Yeah, but I feel like that's the way they should have marketed it instead of it being like cutting that 15 minutes out of your day.
Well, it doesn't
Yeah, that
take
was a
15
kinda
minutes to fill up
difference.
my gas tank. I can get in, swipe my card, fill up in like 5 minutes, and be gone.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know
I
who's
mean-
playing around there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you're doing, but
I don't like the
15
gas
minutes is a
stations
long
all that
time.
much, to be honest.
They're sketchy.
Most of them. are.
Again, it's targeting millennials because it has
Mm-hmm.
the application, it has the information, it has location services. So, and this is a whole nother road, but it's that transfer of everything to millennial based type of lifestyles. Like everything's going digital. HomeKit from Apple's coming up, and people want to appeal to millennials, and that's a problem McDonald's is having. Which don't even get me started. But I don't know. I give it a thumbs down.
Oof,
I give it a
you give it a
thumbs
thumbs down?
I give it a thumbs down.
Of course.
I-
I mean,
I
I
like
just
triple
figured
and
Preston
quadruple it.
talked so much about it. Like he was
It's
so
just
excited for
interesting.
this.
It's just interesting. It's
Yeah,
great.
I understand.
It's
It's
great
interesting, yeah.
innovation.
But
I'm
it's
like
just-
in the
it's-
middle, you know. I
It's like
don't-
Google Glass.
Is it necessary? No. But is it cool? Yeah.
It's like the Apple Watch. Completely unnecessary, but totally
Ooh,
awesome.
I'm not even wearing my Pebble right now.
All right.
Anyways,
So,
let's go on to the
moving
next
on.
topic here. We got iOS 9 release date, features, and rumors here. So, Preston, I believe you know more about this than I do. I haven't really skimmed through this article quite yet.
Basically, I have my internal iOS 9 wish list put together.
All right, let's.
And
I want to take a listen to this.
I want group FaceTime,
All right.
split screen multitasking.
But we already have Skype. Why do we need group FaceTime?
I don't know. There's just something about FaceTime that like I
That's
use
true.
FaceTime a lot.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
just there.
But
You
it's
don't have
only
to
for
download an
people with
application.
iPhones. Like, I have so many friends with Androids.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for you it makes sense, but anyways, sorry for interrupting.
The small download size is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah,
And we'll get into that here in a minute. And then the Siri update. Siri is actually really good. And also, the Beats music integration. Apple's been under
Yes,
fire,
'cause
and
haven't they bought Beats?
well, they I don't think they did buy
Because
Beats.
MacBooks are going to be like built with Beats audio now. from what
Exactly.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Apple was under fire for a little bit because they were in talks with record labels. They're trying to kill Spotify by Beats. They're gonna Beats. I remember Ellen DeGeneres was big about this. Beats is basically like kind of like one of those. It's like a Spotify. I'm just gonna call it a Spotify because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But except instead of being a standalone application, it's gonna come built. It's gonna be another app that's forced upon us.
Great.
And then Apple Maps with public transit and stability improvements and more interface shortcuts is on.
Let's be honest, who actually uses Apple Maps?
Very rarely. The only reason I use Apple Maps is because
I
Apple
use it all the
Watch
time.
yeah, but like the Apple Watch, like I don't like it. I mean, okay. I would explain your reasoning. Why do you like Apple Maps?
Like the maps? Like the app on my
Maps.
phone?
Yeah, didn't you say you liked it?
Yeah.
Because I use
Why?
it like to get to places. Is that what you're talking about here?
But you have Google Maps. So
Yeah.
why
Google
do you,
Maps,
why do you
bro.
why do you use Apple
My
Maps?
instant response is Google Maps, like no matter what.
Okay, so the default app Maps on my iPhone, that's Apple Maps, right?
Yes.
I mean, I just put in an address and I use it all the time whenever I don't know where I'm going, which is quite frequently, so, you know.
They're
But-
both very accurate, though. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love it. I always use it whenever I like even if I know like I've been there before, I'll use it a lot just to make sure.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've had Google Maps take me straight through trees.
There was one Waze, if you've heard of Waze. It was a different
Oh yeah,
GPS
WAZE, right?
Sorry?
WAZE.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You say Z, I say Z, whatever. Tomato, tomato.
It's a Canadian thing.
It's a Canadian. Okay. You sure it's not European?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, back on track. Anyways, I don't know. I just like Apple Maps because it's easy. It's already on my phone. I don't have to download anything.
The only reason why I use it is because it's default with Siri on the Apple Watch.
Exactly.
That's another thing. That's one of my iOS 9, which I doubt it will happen, but like default applications, because you can get like Chrome, but then if you click on a link while you're in the Skype app, it opens in Safari, but you like to use Chrome.
So you have to
But
copy
then-
it over and do that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
you want to set the default application so when you talk to Siri, it opens it in Google Maps, but
Mm-hmm. But yeah, WWDC's next month, June 8th to 12th, and they're actually going to be live streaming it. I generally only watch the very first one because that's where all the announcements are. So basically, we'll know more next
You can
month.
expect some coverage on this, by the way, guys.
Mm-hmm. So iOS, it's only obvious. OS X 10.11 and iOS 9 are on the table, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I would love a complete like redesign of iOS though. That's just me.
I would like MacBooks to be redesigned as well.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Well, I mean,
later
I have a
video.
MacBook and an iPhone 5, so I'm obviously scared for my iPhone 5 because, I mean, it's getting older
Yeah.
and it's going to be, like Preston said earlier before the podcast, it's going to be like, what, bottom of the shelf now.
4S is currently bottom of the shelf. Next in the line is 5s.
So,
Yeah.
what's that mean for my phone? Like, am I not going to be able to update?
Which,
I'm
we're
on
gonna talk
iOS
about that
7.
later.
I'm on iOS 7 anyways. So
But
I haven't
hey,
even
there's good
updated.
news for iPhone 4S and 5 users coming up in the very last article.
Yes, there is.
So,
So,
uh,
You'll have to wait and
lastly,
stay tuned.
I don't know, but Beats Music integration. I don't know how I feel about Apple going after freemium services like Spotify because you had to pay for Beats Music. Let me add that in there.
I mean, I pay for Spotify. I don't have a problem with that.
I use
Yeah.
iTunes Radio.
I use
iTunes,
Spotify. I pay for Spotify.
iTunes Radio bombards me with ads all the time. I'll get like 5 ads in a row, and
I have an Android, so
I just use like I don't even use anything. I just use my phone. I just use my music straight off my phone.
see, I
See,
like Spotify Premium because it's basically like I have all the music in the world.
Yeah.
straight
Like
Yeah,
I used Google Play for a while. It was really
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah, I used to have an Android back in the day, but right when the Play Market came out, I believe I got rid of mine. It was
Ah,
called
yeah.
something else before that.
Yeah, it was. I think
Yeah.
it was.
Ah,
I don't remember.
oh well.
my
But
dad
yeah.
is a yeah.
But basically, Beats Music integration will either come as Beats Music or under the new Apple branding, and will either come with iOS 9 or iOS 8.4, which will be sooner.
So
So we got
are
about one more update.
are HP computers not going to come with Beats anymore?
You know,
That's
I
a
actually
good
have
question.
That's a good question. I
Well,
would
'cause
imagine. I don't know.
I'm sure they
Well, I mean,
wouldn't.
if Apple bought out the rights for Beats Music, then
What? Yeah, obviously, I don't think they're
It's
going to
true.
continue making it with them.
That's true. And is there anything else? Everything? No, I think I covered everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So-
on to
This is a very big. This is like a tug of war right now. People are trying to decide whether or not if Apple will go from what we have now, the 6 and 6 Plus, to the 7, or create a 6S Plus and a 6S, or the 6S Plus and the 6S along with a 6C. And earlier in the week, Apple basically updated their store, which appears to be for the little $39 charger that they made. What appears to be a pink iPhone 5C, but if you look closer, it has Touch ID.
There it is.
Oh,
iPhone 5Cs don't have Touch ID.
true story.
yep. They just leaked their.
They may have.
Oh.
Again, this appears to be a 3D render.
Is this
This-
is this still on the website?
No, it was removed.
But it's in our fifth link.
It was on the UK-based iPhone accessory store. It was setting on the new iPhone Lightning charging cradle, which they just released.
Somebody screwed up there.
So,
Somebody lost their job. That's what happened.
Yeah.
so I don't know, because we originally had the way it used to be before we started doing the two different phone sizes is we had it went to 4, then the 4S, then the 5, then then they did the 5C and 5S. So now with them basically creating two different phones for the new flagship, because originally it was just like the 5. There was no 5 and 5 Plus.
Yeah.
So now that they got basically two different phones on the market now, it's just like, will they not make a C version? Because the C of the middleman between the two flagship phones, like between the 5 and the 6 and the 6 and the 7, the C is usually one step down from the S in terms of internal components.
Yeah.
Still same, you generally have the same camera. It's just mostly the processor.
Well, it's like
Mhm.
the 5C is basically a 5, but
Yeah, with pretty
No
colors and
plastic.
upgraded
Yeah.
components.
Well, like that's how they compensate for it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just the internal battle, and people are trying to figure out if they're going to go straight to the 7, which I personally think would be the smart idea, because there's 3 routes. They can just skip straight to the 7. They could create a 6S and a 6S Plus, which would also be okay, because now we got the two different phone sizes. Or they may do 3 phones. They may do a 6C, a 6S, and a 6S Plus, which I don't think will be good. Why? Because that's 3 phones on the market.
Yeah.
3 phones on the market at one time.
That's too much.
And it's the same thing that happened with the 5S. I remember
That's
back when
also-
the 5S came out. Go ahead.
3 phones on the market. That's It also might slow production because you got to make 3 different phones.
Exactly. And with the 5S and the 5C, the C's outsold or I take that back, the S's outsold the C's so significantly that like within a month, like AT&T was offering it for like $1 or something like that. Or no, I take that back. They cut the price down from $100 to like $60.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean, I
not
knew
to
a lot
mention
of
the
people.
C, sorry, real quick, but the C will also come with 4-inch. So it'll be the 6C 4-inch, 6S 4.7, and then 6S Plus 5.5. That's the rumors.
I mean, I just think it's too many phones. I mean,
Yeah.
how do they know who wants what? Like, obviously, from the previous years, they know that the 5C sold way less.
Hmm.
But will it continue to do that now that it has the, like, because there was an obvious difference between the 5C and the 5S because
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
the fingerprint scanner. So, I don't.
Exactly.
The 5C didn't have that, obviously, because with this leaked version, we know that.
What if they could be updating the 5Cs?
Sorry?
What if they could be updating the 5Cs to have Touch ID?
That
Well,
might be the
wouldn't that
only
just make it a
change.
6C?
And bigger. They might make it bigger.
I don't know. But there's a couple reasons why. Like one, people are like if you had the funds, like obviously you're going to go for the better phone, obviously. And two, I think having a C version of the phone really opens up a door because for individuals who can't afford a phone, it opened up a brand new door to them to get a smartphone. So smartphones are generally very expensive. Like I know with AT&T, if you sign up for a plan, you can get like I think you can get like an iPhone 5S for like under $100. So it provides a lot more accessibility in terms of the market. More people are getting smartphones. But again, if you have the funds, like I'm on a 1-year plan with AT&T next plan, so I get a new iPhone every year. I know that's very bad. And I may consider skipping. Actually, I thought about this. I was like, if the 6S and the 6S Pluses aren't significant enough, I'm
Yeah,
not going to get. I'm just going to wait
there's
for
no
the 7.
reason to. I mean, because does it cost you any though?
No, well, here's the thing though. Basically, there's 2 ways you can do it with AT&T. In the next plans, you can walk into the store, and as long as you're eligible for an upgrade, you keep the current phone that you have, and then you walk out of the store with the new phone. The only thing you pay up front is a tax on the device. After that, you either choose a 12 or 24-month repayment plan. So basically, your bill just increases.
Yeah.
Like whenever I got my iPhone 6S,
yeah,
I
so
didn't.
you do pay.
Yeah.
You do
well,
pay.
Yeah, that's
But
like
you can also trade in your phone though and get that price knocked off, which
Yeah.
I failed to do last time, so therefore our bill went up. However,
Uh.
my dad had an iPhone 3G, so he got a nice upgrade.
Yeah.
3G to like a 6.
5S.
Okay.
That's still a
that's crazy.
huge.
yeah.
I don't
He's
know
like,
what to do with
"Whoa,
my
I
life."
love this new phone."
I
Like
told him,
that,
I
that's
told him
not
that he'd
new.
have to relearn it. I told him it's a brand new phone.
Uh-huh.
Relearn it.
See, my dad went from a flip phone to a 4S.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my dad, he had like this little like flip phone, and then he had this other kind of slide out phone. I don't know, it's
I
really weird.
remember those.
And then he had like the very first Samsung Galaxy S, which that thing, oh gosh, that was terrible. So he officially hates Android because
Because
of
their
the
first
Galaxy
phone.
S. And yeah, and now he after we switched from AT&T to Verizon, he got his iPhone 4 and he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much better. I love this." I was like, "Yeah,
All right. So
it's nice."
One thing I want to talk about before we go on to our last topic is we haven't discussed this at all, and we haven't even found a link for it. But the OnePlus 2, has anyone heard anything else about that?
I have not heard anything. I've heard about it. I haven't heard anything else about it.
Okay. Maybe we'll
So-
save that for a video or a
Video.
next podcast.
Yeah, video.
Because that's something I want to do. I do want to talk about.
That's something I want to buy.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if that means unboxing,
Get
it
it.
means unboxing.
So
Get it, please.
I know this is probably gonna be crazy, but I can see Apple doing 3 phones this year.
Unfortunately, I just
I
think
can.
it's a great
I mean,
idea.
it's
You can.
Apple. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Apple.
That and it kind of
I mean,
follows the trend.
if they're gonna do an iPad Mini,
Oh
An
God,
iPad.
don't even.
iPad Pro.
The
Yeah.
iPad's just going to
so
the phone.
they might as well just make 3 phones. I mean,
The iPhone 6 is at least nearly like at over half the size of the iPad Mini. Am I right?
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I've seen like I haven't seen them both compared to each other.
The iPhone
But I've seen
6s
them at
is
different
like
times.
nearly half of an iPad Mini.
Yeah.
My friend at school calls his iPhone 6 Plus an iPad Mini. He's like, hey, give me my
It's a
iPad. I'm like,
phablet.
dude, it's not an iPad.
It's basically
that would bug
is.
me. That would bug me so much.
So lastly, and this is
Last, but
something that
definitely not least.
this is actually really interesting. I did not see this coming. Apple could give old iPhones and iPads new life with iOS 9.
Wait,
Meaning,
before this goes any further, are you showing the link on the screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that YouTube logo or icon
Where's it at?
What?
on the picture, like
Oh wow, that is old.
way back
That's old.
when.
I remember that.
those are the
Well, I
good
just wanted
days.
to point that out.
That's a stock like it came with your iPhone.
Mhm.
Man.
So basically, Apple could be reviving iPhone 4Ss and iPad minis with iOS 9, and they're basically making it compatible. And a lot of people get stuck with the problem that they don't have enough space on their phone, which irks me because I think apps should clean themselves after a certain period
It
of
was
time, but they
iOS
don't.
8, right? That like a lot of people were having problems with
Yeah.
getting their
Yeah.
OS.
There's one
Exactly.
point in time where everyone was just like, I need to delete like half my
everything you
apps.
have. Like
Yeah.
just like okay,
Just-
I need to
just
delete my
again.
life.
Yeah.
reformat.
like,
Just make
you
it
know
a
our
blank
meaningful
phone.
text conversations gone.
Basically. But
To be honest, I think the default like storage should be 32 gigabytes because
exactly, I agree with you.
16 it's like 12 and it's not
After you get
enough.
everything loaded up on there, like I'm hovering between 4 and 5 gigs on my iPhone 6 right now.
Like my dad, we stopped to take a picture today with his iPhone 6. He's like, "Hey, take a picture of this." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Dad, you got enough space?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then so it turns out like my siblings had downloaded a bunch of games, and so I
Yeah.
just deleted
Oh,
them. But I was like, "What the heck?" It's just you should be able to have it on there and not worry about it. But
So
And it's also the cameras are getting better, which means the pictures are
Yeah.
exactly, that's something that a lot
Yeah.
of people forget is the cameras get better and the better quality pictures and camera, the more file size it
Yeah.
ends up. So
Right now I
pe-
have
people
So then
get-
people go and look at the graph of what's taking up all their space, and they say, "Well, I don't have that many pictures, but it's taking up half my phone."
exactly. So if
It's 'cause
people are stuck with that
these
problem,
pictures are getting higher quality with the nicer
Yeah.
cameras or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. I would not know if I would call it that, but like
They should make
I
the
did
default
like a
32.
2-minute video, and I felt like I was using fraps on my phone. That
And
file was
.avi.
crazy huge for a phone.
so it's not only that issue with the space, it's the simple fact that, like, let's use iPhone 4s for instance. They can't run iOS 9. And this spirals into other problems because they can't upgrade to the next iOS. That means their apps eventually stop working and they can't update their apps.
Mm-hmm.
So it just
And
spirals
if
out
they
of control.
do, they're screwed because you can't go backwards on the updates.
Nope.
So if Facebook's like, oh, you can't use this on iOS 6 or 7 or 8, you only can use it on 9. Well, you're out of luck there. You can't use Facebook
Yeah.
on your phone anymore besides for your Safari. So,
But essentially, they have built a core version of iOS 9 that's designed for older devices, and it will reportedly run that instead of receiving the OS as it's optimized for Apple's newest hardware. So basically, they're taking the core features of iOS 9 and making them compatible, and basically lowering the system specs for those phones. So, if that makes sense.
But then, is that gonna make people not want to buy a new phone? Because
They're actually encouraging people to buy
I
one.
have,
yeah,
I mean, the phones are always going to be faster, but how slow are the old phones going to be now? It's a question I think needs to be asked.
Because I remember back whenever the iPhone 4s, like people were updating like iOS 5, and then
Oh, yeah.
like everybody was like, "My phone's so slow." I'm like, "Yep, that's why you wait." So
you thought iOS 5 was slow.
it's a double-edged sword because it can go either way. Either it will make phones run really smooth, or
The
it
opposite.
could completely crash and burn and make these phones
That's
It's
another thing.
slow.
The 4S, the default isn't it 8 gigs?
Yeah, I believe so. It has to be really
Wow.
small file size.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What about
So
are certain games going to be not compatible with it?
no, if it upgrades to iOS 9,
No, I
well,
mean like because some of the games are really graphically intense.
that's true. Okay, I see your point. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's gonna be one of
obviously,
those things.
because
running an
people
OS and running a game is different things. Like, it's not technically the OS that has to run the game. It's the like
the hard like
the hardware part of it,
yeah.
like the.
So people can't expect that their old phone is going to do the same as
But
a brand new
default
one.
apps like music, music, messages, phone, stuff like that are all gonna run like new, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I'm really curious to see how that rolls out. And apparently, included with iOS 9 and everything, they are rolling out a feature called rootless, which is to defend malware from keeping data and keep data safe. So usually the reason why iPhones are so secure is because they don't run executables from the internet. So usually, if you visit a malicious website on your computer, it will automatically prompt a download, and boom, your computer's infected. With Safari,
you're
Safari
part
and
of the
Google Chrome,
botnet.
yeah, with Safari, you're secure because it doesn't download executables. The only way that you can be hacked, I don't know, but to my knowledge, the
Don't say
only way that you can,
that.
yeah, the only to my knowledge, the only way you can be hacked is if you either your iCloud gets hacked or anything like that, or if you voluntarily give up your information. Again, I don't know.
But if you
I don't follow
voluntarily
tech.
give up your information, it's not hacking.
Well, that's
um,
true.
One
So
other thing is like
apparently they're
in
working hard to fight the
Yeah.
possibility of malicious stuff and
there
No,
have
happening.
been people out there that like if you were around them and they activated like some weird device, I don't know. I saw it on the TED Talk. Um, he got
Yeah.
like the like credit card information from
yeah,
the
yeah, I
people's
saw that as
phone.
well. Yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy what he could do, just being around you. So
yeah,
everything online is basically
Hmm.
not safe. So
yeah.
saying that it is safe is just a little imaginary tale, I believe. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
which I'm sure there's ways that you can get hacked
Yeah.
with
Just being
other
alive.
ways,
Well, it's
but
just
I'm just not aware of those.
it's the matter of the fact that people are just aiming. Let's say they're hacking toward Windows because it has the biggest market share.
Exactly. That's why
So
the
And
it's
it's
Macs.
more
yeah,
That's
open.
why Macs are so safe.
because no one's gonna bother to make a Mac virus if you're only
However,
affecting.
I have been seeing where Macs are falling victim to a couple things though. But generally, browsing the web on Safari is appears to be very safe, and I will give them that. And apparently, it's also going to make it very hard to jailbreak these devices with iOS 9, which yeah. So I don't know. There's there's that.
So I believe that's all we got.
I think we cover everything.
All right, guys. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave that like, comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you want to do. If you want to see something next in the video, whether it's a video like just a weekly video or a podcast video, go ahead and let us know down below in the comments. And as always, have a great day. Okay.